cracking.
All right, guys, welcome back to the last game of the night. 100%. This is going to be the last game of the night. Power Rangers versus Evil Geniuses, Game 3, which will determine who will move on to face up against, I keep saying semifinals. I don't know why I keep saying semifinals, because this is actually the quarterfinals. I'm sorry. Who's going to move on to the semifinals to face up against Team Empire, who are currently waiting for their opponent. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump into Game 3. Jesus, it's been a long day. Welcome in my co-caster, Real Burrow, is going to be joining me once again on the microphone.
All right, let's do this, man. You know how we do it. Let's roll. You got the Wisp. All right, I'm going to do this real fast. All right, we got the Wisp band out of the tree, Tinker, the Naga Siren, along with the Lycan, Sand King, Wraith King, and the Shadow Demon. And we got Power Rangers picking up the Mirana and the Nature's Prophet in their first two, while EG picks up Bat Rider Bane. Then Power Rangers picked the Avenge, and then EG rounding it up with Dragonite and Luna.
Nice. I like your use of rounding it out, changing up the use of, you know, just like bouncing around the commentary a little bit. You're just rounding it out with the, yeah.
I got my diction. It's getting more sophisticated as I try to talk to my capitalist friend who's so smart and educated and wise.
5 seconds
I think we've casted too many games today. The team, you know that how there's still the issue with the team names go farther and farther up the more games you spectate. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know about that bug, glitch, whatever you want to call it?
Wait, say it again? That sounded weird.
So the team names, like at bottom, you see Evil Geniuses.
Right.
How it goes up for every game that you spectate.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
Same goes with the Power Rangers. It's just a bug that happens, so it makes the overlays look stupid because they float up, and next thing you know, the names are being cut out because you've casted too many games without restarting your Dota. It'd actually be even worse if our game didn't crash earlier, or computer didn't crash earlier.
Reserve time.
But, okay, so looking at this lineup, Power Rangers, they do have themselves a bit of a push lineup early on. They also have some split push, maybe early game, a little bit of fighting action here and there. But Evil Geniuses seem to have the better team fight and better mid to late game push with the Luna and the Dragonite on the same team, mixed up with the pick-off potential of the Bat Rider. This seems just like a good old classic 6.79 lineup for them.
Right. I like both teams' lineups. You can get a lot done on either side. It just depends on how well EG want to rotate in this early game. It's going to dictate what's going to happen. Because Nature's Prophet can get shut down pretty easily by a Bane. And another dual lane game. Oh, what the heck? No, that's a support Kunkka. Okay, I was just like, what's going on? What's going on? Brain's not calculating. All right, so support Kunkka is really... It's one of the best support heroes, I think, once he gets level 6. That boat cannot be underestimated in any circumstance.
I totally agree, man. Kunkka underpicked right now, underutilized. Boat too strong.
10 seconds.
It's just that if you pick Kunkka, it's kind of like, why are you picking Kunkka when you can pick Panda? That's the that's the worst part.
Right, but here it's the support Kunkka.
Reserve time.
Support Kunkka with the Bane, which makes it it's just as strong as the Wraith King in many ways. You actually get yourself a, I would say, better team fight out of the Kunkka. The issue is you don't have the simplicity of just being able to throw out stuns. You actually have to try and land their torrents. But, of course, that's made up by the fact that most of the time you're going to be buddied up with your buddy Bane, who's going to set you up with some nice nightmares.
And they also have a lot of DPS coming out from Luna. So both teams have heavy pushing. But the problem is now that EG has kind of a better picking off lineup because Bat Rider, and they have a better team fight now because they have the Kunkka, in my opinion. Although once Shen gets a mech and the Hand of God, it could go the other way of Power Rangers. But right now, Power Rangers, they need either a good mid hero. No, I think Mirana should go mid. And they should get another good semi-carry here. What could they get? They could get... Oh, that'll be their mid hero. That does really well against the Dragonite as well.
They did need some sort of general big team fight buff to their whole entire lineup, because if you just look at it, it feels like Evil Geniuses, just looking at their lineup, I feel like you're getting steamrolled. Power Rangers here, a little bit more focus on the early game, I suppose. They do have the Vengeful Spirit Mirana with the... oh, PPD. It's a joke, by the way, guys. That's a joke.
Are you sure?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, PPD was going to be joining me for a certain finals for a certain tournament between two certain teams from two certain regions, and the admins had them switch between US East and Luxembourg, and PPD said, "Fuck this bullshit, I'm out." And he rage quit the cast before it even started.
Sounds like you've got some friend issues.
No.
You need to get that settled out.
No, I mean, I
PPD's gonna
don't
ditch
blame
you
him.
like
Like,
that?
PPD just didn't agree with the decisions. I mean, he apologized to me, too, at the same time. He was like, sorry for ditching, man, but I just don't like the way that's being run. I can totally understand that. I don't blame him for it. I just thought it was funny. I was just like sitting there going, wait, what? Oh, wait, I gotta find a co-caster in 30 seconds before they start the game now. Rip. Rip.
Well, I'll see about the pings. Pings are fine. Relax, guys.
Smoke. Oh, J4 was way out ahead, though. He was hoping to get the pick off the torrent into the nightmare. PR doing the smart thing here and just abandoning. So EG do get the first blood. Well, they
Like
both
last
did
game,
smoke.
too.
They both smoked, but EG did the full 5-man smoke and stayed grouped together while PR only had a couple
30
heroes going out.
seconds
Thought
to
they were just going to find a pickoff, apparently, on the Batrider.
Right, and another pickoff before the horn. Again, this happened last game, but this time EG has a better late game, and they're looking scary, especially with that first blood. Who did that go to? That went to Dragon Knight. RTZ, you slide dog, you. He didn't even use his breathe fire. So impressive casting without the breathe fire there. And that's a fast bottle. No, wait. Who got it?
where-
I'm being stupid here.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the
Could've been
hell are you
Universe.
talking about? Universe picked up the first
Yeah,
blood. I
Universe.
was like, Arteezy should have his bottle if he got first
Relax.
blood. Relax.
Doing fine. 6
Real
casts,
bros,
easy.
you're not doing fine. All right, so Universe, he's going to have Tranquil Boots really quickly. That's actually really strong. He's going to be going up in a 1v1 scenario up against the Mirana. This is not what I expected to see. The Chen and Vengeful Spirit doing some mega roaming in the beginning of the game. Interesting, and it looks like EG knew exactly what was about to happen because they just blocked out their own hard camp for a reason. Uh-oh. Oh, God. FNG. You're boned. Eat your way through the trees. Jukes. Stay in the trees. Something, FNG. is going to get picked off. The Nightmare.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. That was some miscommunication
bad.
there. Vengeful Spirit. They're still going to get the
Cyclone.
kill there. Cyclone, maybe they can get a counter kill as the Cyclone's doing so much work right now. Zai did find himself a little small tree to eat in order to get his way out of this faster. PPD is going to be able to get out of the tornado range eventually here as J4. Well, he does have a missile, but unfortunately the sleep comes out first. And, well, 2 kills going the way of Evil Geniuses in the beginning of the match. This time around, though, I don't feel Power Rangers have the better late game. By far.
Right.
By far, far, far.
Far. And yeah, I love Dragon Knight. Like I said, against Brewmaster, I said this before, it's a really good hero. Maybe not in the laning stage. Dragon Knight can do poorly against the hero because normally Panda crushes all those heroes, but now they have to rotate back into their jungle. The rotation failed.
They're so far behind.
They're so far behind, like you're saying. And, well, maybe they can get a kill on Universe. He's playing really aggressive here. But he blocked out this camp. They have nothing. Nothing. No creeps.
Yeah. They're mega screwed. It's the only way to put it, man. They're just SOL. Lisa Furion has been picking up some levels due to all of the distracted supports who are picking up kills in their own jungle. Furion was able to play a little aggressively here and has picked up level 3. But he's probably going to have to rotate into the jungle soon because you're getting to the point where just the Luna is scary. If you get caught out by Sleep Nightmare, you're guaranteed to be dead.
Right. Well, the one good thing is now finally that Universe isn't going to be contested. Like, he's going to be doing fine, but who's TPing top? I mean, they're pushing early. Wow. All right, so this is a 4-man push early on from Power Rangers. And Universe, he's going to be going into the jungle here, so he does not suspect this.
I mean, you do kind of agree that they have to change something up with such a massive loss in the early game. So, I mean, it seems to make sense them trying to do something drastic like pushing so early on. Obviously, they're going to be massively losing out on experience, but if they get just a couple of smoke ganks here or there and maybe kill some of those over-leveled heroes on Evil Geniuses, they'll have the gold.
I think they're just... Yeah, Universe is doing the jungle. He should have seen that the Fury on TP top, so I think they're just going to be adamant of either doing a trade-off on the bottom lane, because, yeah, they're pushing bottom lane here. But Bane just TP'd, so this is really weird from EG's side, because Universe...
Get caught, possibly. Oh, PPD's too far away. Oh, the arrow actually comes out. Moon is able to land it, and that will be PPD's death. The only hope there was that he was able to Nightmare himself and maybe get it denied, but stun lasts a little bit too long. That means the Tier 1 tower will fall, and Furion immediately, well, not immediately, but he's going to teleport back to the bottom lane to actually summon some trees. Get that in the direction, so long as he doesn't get hit by a torrent there.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Zai's level 3. If he has one more, then he's going to be guaranteed to have 2 in the X. Going to be catching out everybody. He won't be needing to sleep anymore from PPD. And mid lane, Arteezy just taking a lot of harassment here, but they're going to secure a double damage rune here for him, and that's right as he's about to hit level 6, so they can put some pressure elsewhere on the map. Man, Universe, he's going to have one of the best games that you're going to have on a Batrider for this early game.
Oh, yeah, look at that. 1,400 gold by 4 minutes in is damn impressive. That first blood gives him such a big jump. Being able to have those fast set of Tranquil boots make a big difference for a Batrider.
Yeah, and PPD is going to be getting a lot of levels. That's the one bad thing is that we didn't talk about is that EG side, the camp is blocked, so they're not going to be getting any pulls for at least another minute and a half here. Yeah, it's got a minute 50 left.
But they are doing some serious stacks, so even if they don't get the pulls, they still have access to extra farm, which Zai may tag along here with the Luna to farm up early or something like that. We are going to see FNG potentially being picked off by PPD, but PPD actually backs himself away, realizing that he could not stick around. Arteezy, Big Brother Arteezy is going to come in with the double damage rune. So the Flame Breath kills the Chen.
Scandal's coming in, though. They're both dead.
Yeah, they're both gone for. The biggest hope was they were going to be able to pick off J4, but unfortunately the Torrent was slightly off the mark there for Zai. And a 2-for-1 exchange. They got a Chen, a low-level Chen, too.
That was not worth it at all for EG. So their early lead is kind of going away here. But you still have Universe farming. They're going to try again to go on the top tower, but this time Universe is going to be down here. 200 gold away from his Blink Dagger, and mid lane, Scandal's going to get gone on. They're not going to kill him. And top, who's going to get gone on?
Universe. Universe. I don't know about him playing aggressive at all in this situation. He's 200 gold away from the Blink Dagger. That's such a fast blink. I don't want you to see you put it in jeopardy at all. Scandal gets a free ride back to the base. Gotta love those teleporting heroes, man. Now he's gonna come right back in with a full bottle, full mana, and full health.
Well, Nature's Prophet, I mean, he was pretty hard shut down. So was the Chen. Now they're going to be smoke ganking again. So level 3, both of them level 3 at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. This is really bad. But if they make this gank work on Arteezy, it'll be well worth it.
Right. They're going to lead with J4. Arteezy pretty far out there. Should be able to get the stun. And with Scandal, if necessary, he can pop the Brewmaster ult, but it's really not. As the Centaur stun also comes in. Quick kill for them, now boosting them up to level 4. Just like that, they're actually tied up with the supports on the Evil Geniuses side, who did have such an early experience lead, whether it was the kills that they got early on or the early Tier 1 tower push that inadvertently feeds a lot of extra support to the
Universe, he's going on. Yep, he's dead. Cheshire Cat. But they're giving up a Tier 1 tower middle, so...
It's a pretty important tower, too. I mean, that's just a lot of lost map control there.
And a Blink Dagger, same time almost as the Batrider coming out for Scandal here.
Radiant's
Brewmaster,
middle tower
I'm
is
thinking
under
the next
attack.
rotation, bottom lane, shut down that Luna. If they can get a kill on Luna early on, I think you've done pretty much everything right. And like, excluding the obvious big mistakes there in the first 2 minutes, I think they've pretty much done everything right coming back into this game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right. And RTZ's been shut down. He's 1 and 2, so
They're going to find
gonna be-
PPD.
PPD.
The
he's gonna
sleep
be
goes
fine.
out, but they can wake him up. Arrow, somebody wake him up. Moon, Arrow.
Tried.
PPD's trying to dodge it here. Starstorm is going to be able to go down. Brainstep actually makes the difference, and now Universe is going to be able to pick up 1 kill on Moon, and is going to try and chase down Cheshire Cat as well. Doesn't even go for it, though. He already just contents himself with just a free kill on Mirana. Big mistake there. Like, during that Sprout time, he should have woken up the Mirana for him to be able to hit the arrow. But
He was trying with his trance there, but they were too far away.
Ooh.
Scandal.
Arteezy, good
Middle.
play there. Gets off the stun. Is going to be able to hold this up a little bit longer for him to get some distance from this Brewmaster. Arrow, though, does land, and that means it's going to be a kill on Arteezy, even with the bow coming in. That's actually going to be a secondary kill. Zai is going to be thrown up in the Cyclone. Another stun goes down, and just beaten to death by the rest of Power Rangers. So, well played. Power Rangers making all the right moves here, and they may even try and push down this tier 2. They're already here with 5 heroes. Why not try for it? Since they have the
Radiant's
Chen and the
middle tower
Furion
is
anyway.
under attack.
Yep. No Universe there. This is going to be a tier 2 going down. They do have the
Radiant's
Fortify.
structures are fortified.
They're up now.
Universe
Using that to
is
back off.
coming in from the side right now with his Blink Dagger. It's going to snag J4. And yeah, smart decision here from Power Rangers. You see this from too many teams. They just dive in to try and save their ally. Here they back out. Like, they lost a Vengeful Spirit. That's really a very minor kill to take.
Well, Mason's going to be going for the Helm of the Dominator. Maybe he'll get this tower
Dire's
bottom
structures
finally.
are
9
fortified.
minutes and 40 seconds. No.
Dire's bottom tower is
Playing
under
so
attack.
cautiously since he knows that Panda has the Blink Dagger. And doesn't want to get picked off. But they really need to get some of these towers for EG.
Dire's middle
Ward's
tower
going to be able
is
to
under
spy out the
attack.
rotation here from Scandal. Just perfect timing for that. Scandal, oh, they wanted to try and Fiend's Grip him there. He does blink away, though, just in time. Still surprised he hasn't made that rotation to bottom lane. Obviously, Mason's expecting it with how passive he's been playing this bottom lane, like you've said. But Brewmaster still feeling just better about shutting down, I guess, the rest of Evil Geniuses in these team fights.
Yeah. Well, they're finally going to
Dire's
get the
bottom
tower
is under
bottom
attack.
unless it gets denied by Scandal.
Yeah, Scandal not trying for the blink
Dire's
here.
bottom tower has fallen.
Is going to wait for someone else to push in, but I doubt Evil Geniuses are going to be so aggressive. Especially when they've got top and middle already pushing through.
Yeah, EG just need to hold out until they get their BKBs on their heroes. And then Power Rangers. But the bad thing is they can always do Roshan with Power Rangers with how passively EG are kind of playing right now. So they have to be wary of that. Also, they're probably just going to wait for... Yeah, most likely they're just going to need these BKBs to really
Going
fight.
for
But
Roche.
Yep.
I was kind of curious looking at that smoke and going, why the Chen and the Furion? Well, that's because those are the two heroes that have the zoo of creatures to be able to throw into the Roche pit. So I love this. Power Rangers, another smart decision by them. Furion ults actually helps secure a kill at top lane, where Moon is able to get presumably an arrow stun in order to finish off Zai. But yeah, Power Rangers, as soon as you suggest it, man, they're kind of like, they don't have an objective they can really take just yet. They could probably 5-man and take down the tier 1 tower bottom, but diving into tier 2 is a little too early for that, so Roshan, 12 minutes in. Big advantage for Power Rangers. They take more and more of a gold lead. Power Rangers are sitting about, well, they did have about a 2,000 gold lead that ticked up a little bit in the last couple minutes, but they resume control. Evil Genius is still holding on to the experience lead after all this time, though.
yeah, something really interesting to note that we haven't seen ever, I wouldn't say, is that the Venge, maxing Vengeance Aura. So applying that debuff, that's what she's going to be mainly focused on. So suiciding herself, allowing her creeps to do more, the Furion trees, the Chen creeps. So it's going to be just, that's why it's a nice build here when you have a coupled with the Chin and the Furion. So I don't fault him going for that.
Yeah, I think it's really strong with any sort of like summoning group. I do really like the 1-4-4 build for Vengeful Spirit in any sort of situation where you're pushing and you've got a high amount of physical damage. Now, I'm not so sure about him maxing out Wave of Terror next, but then again, at the same time, it's probably going to be more effective than a maxed out Magic Missile as we start going later into this game, but it's just that the physical damage isn't quite there for PR to really take advantage of a Wave of Terror. Right now, they still kind of rely on primarily magic damage.
And yeah, they can't even pressure the top lane. RTZ kind of wasted, and he's going, what? He's got a Helmet Dominator. Is he going a Armlet? Or HOD? I don't know.
He's got to be.
I don't know about this.
We already have a HOD on the Luna, so
I don't know if it's going to be the right choice. He needs to make sure that he's not pulled up in these team fights, but they are lacking damage right now. I can see why they want it. They just have a lot of survivability with the Kunkka ulti, and maybe the Bane has a little bit of survivability, but other than that, they don't. Venge might get picked off here.
Yeah, Universe is searching for somebody to get into. He's going to run into all three of those heroes and almost gets blown up. Universe trying to get the distance. Flame Break goes out. Did not expect that many heroes, I guess. Universe. Oh, that was really unfortunate because now they're actually going to be able to push in both bottom and the top lane. Cheshire Cat, Moon joining forces to push into this top tier 2 while J4 and his fellow support going to put some pressure on the bottom lane as well.
Has fallen.
Very unfortunate there. And the haste rune, if he could have gotten that, he could have probably lived maybe. Would have maybe ticked out to the urn from the Venge. So right now Power Rangers up pretty much heavily on this, and well, maybe Mirana, if she gets a lot more. Panda is going to be having his Ags really soon. And
what do you think about this Yasha build over going the faster BKB?
I don't know. It's you need it to flash farm and just to move around the map faster. But like you said, they need a BKB first before they can fight. And
yeah,
well,
because stacking isn't going to be that effective if Power Rangers are eliminating the rest of these tier 2s. Like, they'll be able to contest the Ancient stack. They'll be able to contest any of the neutral stack. Hell, you look at Power Rangers, they've already taken control of half the enemy jungle right now. So,
and woo! Universe blinking out just in time.
Before the swap could go out or anything else, Furion is going to be joining them at this bottom lane, taking a tier 2 in exchange for the tier 1 that's going to go down at the top lane. Evil Geniuses, one of those situations where you have to make a trade, even if it's a bad trade. It's the only thing you could do for now.
Right, it is the only trade they could do. So, well played by them, not just grouping up bottom lane as 5 trying to defend, but instead just split pushing out, getting the top tower. But one bad thing is, once Scandal gets his Ags, that's going to be go time for them. And are they going to have enough to survive? I don't think so, because Luna doesn't have her BKB. They have Force Staff, which they're going to need to use. They have the damage reduction from the Ghost Ship, but I don't know.
I think it's going to take Scandal being kited around, like having the wrong time of using Primal Split. Or Fiend's Grip and them actually killing him before he uses it. Because if he uses the Brewmaster ultimate effectively here, he's so damn strong. Like 20 minutes in, having level 2 ult as well as the Ags upgrade, just the clap, ultimate clap, will wipe out a couple of heroes, you know? So if he actually manages to get off that ultimate as effective as it can be going into this early fighting phase, he's just going to wreck Evil Geniuses all by himself.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all for EG this game. I mean, they had some good early game, but ever since like the 5-minute mark, Power Rangers just putting on a show here. So far they're doing really nice, and there's no way they can contest without the, well, I don't want to keep saying it, but I keep saying it.
Without the BKBs, yep. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Well, they're going to force the issue, so can they defend? They have to get a Fiend's Grip off, but they have mech on the chin and the Hand of God. So I don't even think they can Fiend's Grip them down enough. All right, let the base siege commence. They've got no fortify either.
And he changed batteries real quick. Universe going to be jumping in, dragging back J4. The good hero to be able to target down. Arrow does land on RTZ at the same time. Mason gets off a good ultimate there. Is going to be able to finish off J4. FNG dies in the background as Zai is able to focus him down. Now we actually have the Fiend's Grip holding up Moon for quite some time, but finally the Cyclone will be able to intercept that one. Mason's going to go down to the side. Now they can lit down PPD, who does get the kill on the Furion before he's going to go down as well. Silence, Zai dodging the arrow, but he's still going to fall, and now the Clap finishes off the Bane. Moon gets a little bit low, and the buybacks should be able to force them away, or at least the Mirana, I assume here. As Zai, he's going to go in for one hit, and X marks the spot back.
Yeah,
that's all I
X
can do.
Is gone. They can't stop it, no fortify. That was a wasted buyback from Luna there.
Well, maybe if they can pick off a couple of heroes here. Universe is actually in some trouble. Scandal's just focusing him down. The arrow comes in and snags him. He force-staffed himself away, but the arrow was still on target after that. Moon from downtown picks up a dominating spree, and the rest of Power Rangers get themselves out, even with the buybacks there.
Yeah, 2 buybacks from EG, 1 buyback from the Nature's Prophet. That kind of hurt them in the team fight, having Nature's Prophet come back in, but it's just looking over right now for EG. It's just they picked themselves in a kind of a corner, I want to say, this game. Once they lost all their towers, they got and they just didn't come online fast enough. Like we said, the BKBs, you just needed to get them online faster, and they just couldn't survive. I mean, there's nothing else to say. That's basically what happened.
Power Rangers, the only hope for Evil Geniuses right now is just to stall out this game pretty heavily. Power Rangers are masters of the early game aggression. It's what they really excel at, and it's how they often gain themselves such a huge advantage to be able to upset some of the top tier teams. But they do kind of spin out a little bit going into the late game at times. So if they can draw this out a little bit, start making some better judgments in how they're going to be able to, I mean, just finishing off, dare we say it, the BKB on Mason will do wonders for them, I think, in these team fights.
Even then, they're just really far behind now in this situation where they, I don't know.
Yeah, we're basically Power Rangers taking a rack so early, they could just sit back and bide their time for quite some time if they want to, as long as they don't get picked off excessively. They can wait for the next Roshan, which is now up, farm up the next set of items that they need. For example, Moon just picked up a BKB, has another 1,200 gold on top of that. Scandal can start building into an AC if he wants to. Looks like that's what he's going to be doing with the plate mail. So they got plenty of options just to sit back and farm up a little bit, because even if Evil Geniuses do gain the basic items you were talking about before, Power Rangers are still like taking this to the next level of mid-game here. Like, Evil Geniuses are just always going to be one step behind in items.
I just think EG is just getting kind of like screwed over by maybe these last picks. Like the Doom last pick did a lot of work, maybe not as much as the Gyro and them not having enough lockdown last game, but this game, now the Brewmaster last pick, perfect pickup, helping them control these team fights, and they've been rotating nicely this game. And everything they do, it's just been pretty systematic. I thought EG might have had better team fight, but they keep on getting. I think they just kept getting picked off, and it's very unfortunate they couldn't group up.
Well, on top of that, when you're initiated on, a huge part of their team fight is going to be lost because the Torrent boat combo, like, they haven't really been able to land that. Again, J4 is going to be the first option here, but Scandal's already jumped in, hit the clap, now going to be able to have the double clap on the side. They continue focusing in on J4, is able to take him out. Fiend's Grip on Moon, and he's right deep inside of the enemy base. They're trying to focus him down, but they can't quite get him. Finally, he does fall, but that's just the Aegis. Luna, meanwhile, is forced back a little bit. The rest of Power Rangers are coming back up. They can start focusing on this melee racks if they want to fully commit. Cheshire Cat's going to be hit by the Torrent there, but gets Force Staff away. He's going to be fine. Moon and the rest of his team looks like they're going to back themselves away. Wasn't the greatest team fight in the world for them. I thought that Scandal Ultimate that he jumped in was going to be in a really good position for them to be able to cream Evil Geniuses, but they still take a tier 3. They only lose a Vengeful Spirit and an Aegis, and it's still just more gold going their way.
Right. Moon didn't even get a chance to use his BKB that fight. If he had gotten his BKB off that fight, The Queen's Grip would have done nothing, and I think they could have won it. But since that didn't happen, they kind of just forced it back out. Also, Cheshire Cat, I mean, he's had his Shadow Blade forever. He just needs to get some more items. And once he gets something useful, he's going to be going for the Sheep Stick. So that'll help out a lot in these team fights as well. And Mason's going to be getting hunted, but he's not going to be farming. So he'll be fine.
Universe is trying to work on a BKB. We had the BKB finished up by Mason, who's about to pick up his level 3 ultimate, so that's going to be a significant upgrade as well. Dragonite, what's he got? Armlet building into the BKB soon. So he's actually going to be really tanky with all that extra armor he already has, plus the huge amount of strength. If they can get a pick off here onto Cheshire Cat, this is going to be perfect. Universe grabs him, drags him into Arteezy, leaves him with one hit. Now the follow-up stun, and Cheshire Cat should not be able to get out of this, especially since they have the dust to reveal him as he attempts to Shadow Blade away. And that's 60 seconds. They bought themselves just another full minute where Power Rangers are going to be unable to push uphill. Oh, the bow torrent combo. Oh, this is going to be big. Mason comes in. He doesn't have his ultimate, but he pops the BKB nonetheless, trying to fight. Moon's going to be caught by the Fiend's Grip in a bad position where J4 can do nothing to stop that one. Now brought back. X marks the spot. Scandal does have an ultimate here, but he's held up by the Nightmare. He's sitting here on the side, can't do anything to be able to help out. Arteezy stuns him towards the end of the Nightmare. Now Scandal, four-step forward, is going to be able to get a good clap to finish off Mason nonetheless. Cheshire Cat with the buyback comes back in, forces the fight, and still they manage to win it despite the excellent initiation there from Zai.
I don't think the ghost ship hit anybody, though. I don't think it was that good. But other than that, like you said, he did start off the team fight. Unfortunately, that the Nature's Prophet buys back here, so Mason's dead for another 40 seconds. I don't think they can stop this. Zai's dead too. And
oh, Shiva's for Panda. That's going to be a huge opening for them when they jump in.
PPD's going to get caught out. No. Well, yeah, like you said, Panda, but he's got his ulti. He could just ulti for these Raxes if they need be, which I suspect he should do.
I thought what was really impressive was the way they controlled the Brewmaster so well. With the Nightmare, then like the follow-up stun by Arteezy as the Nightmare was fading away. I thought that was all really good play there. They just so far behind. Scandal's now going to jump in, hits the Shivas, hits the clap. Now going to focus on Universe to make sure he's not going to be able to lasso anybody up. PPD is going to die on the side there to the last right click of Moon. Arteezy's going to fall, and that's going to be it. GG coming up here soon. Moon's actually going to be dragged back into the fountain there. Not a great situation. Doesn't pop the BKB. Just ends up respecting the death that's coming his way. Cheshire Cat, if he dies here, he's going to be sent back by Chen. It looks like he will be able to get away. Universe unable to have a flame break to stop that one. FNG, he runs backwards just to be able to buy his teammates a little bit of extra time. Scandal should be able to get out. He's got a Blink Dagger, so he'll stay ahead of the Bat Rider. So they lost the Chen. They lost the Mirana, who instantly bought back there, which is pretty unnecessary from Moon. But they just took 2 racks down 26 minutes in. Evil Genius is still going to try and fight their way back because they have such strong late game, though.
Right. If they could have maybe held off till Luna had a butterfly, Arteezy had his BKB, they could have contested. But without those, they're having a hard time doing anything. And well, the one good thing is that Mirana does have 0 damage right now. It feels. But the bad thing is, like you said, the Brewmaster is just doing a lot in these team fights. Nice control from him. And once eventually this Nature's Prophet gets his Sheep Stick soon, they're going to have a lot of... I mean, EG, like, they have a good chance at winning this game, considering all
they
Mason.
Do. I think Power Rangers made, like, they had kind of sealed that game until they dove so deep. I think that was a big mistake by them. That could come back to bite them in the ass. I think that otherwise they had this game entirely. Like Moon dying in that situation, not popping the BKB. Again, PPD is going to be picked off by the initiation from Scandal, slows him up. At the same time, Cheshire Cat comes in from the side, holds up Universe. 2 quick, easy kills for Power Rangers as they now going to just 5-man to the top lane and look to end this game up against Evil Geniuses and move on to the semifinals of the D2CL Season 3 playoffs.
Well, yep, nothing left but just to maybe call it. They're going to do one last team fight, most likely here. Try to defend the top racks. No buyback on Bat Rider, no buyback on Bane. So this is just... that could have been a good boat, but it is just... Brewmaster Gonna be blinking in here soon. Or not yet.
Oh, he's
Radiant's
just
top tower has fallen.
hanging out. Just figured, you know, whatever. Torrent does land. The boat's going to be coming in. He's going to be able to stun up Cheshire Cat as they try and blow him up. Good swap, though, from J4. Will successfully save him. Now Scandal comes in with the great Shivas. Pops the clap as well. Gets off his ultimate and is going to be able to stun up Zai. Cyclones up Arteezy in the meantime. Lets him go, but he's surrounded by heroes on all sides. He's trying to get the kill on Cheshire Cat, but he just won't. Evil Genius is going to lose yet another team fight. Zai comes in. Rambo's into the arrow. That is point blank, and EG, they call the GG, 14 to 24, 28 minutes in. How many rares have people lost? Power Rangers show that they are still the Giant Slayers despite the fact that they did not make it into the TI4 playoffs.
Correct. Well, yeah, and the pinging wasn't even that an issue this game, so you can't even go back to that because I was checking the pings out, so they were relatively fine. It's just a little bit. So that was really well played by Power Rangers. Arteezy not getting a BKB hurt them in the long run. Them getting picked off one by one, e.g. in the mid, I want to say 8 to 12 minutes, also hurt them in the long run because every time they got a kill, they got a tower, whereas every time EG got a kill, they didn't get a tower. So well played by Power Rangers, executing their lineup to it was executed really perfectly in my opinion. So
yeah, I mean, just think how much better that would have gone if they didn't have such a terrible start in the first 2 minutes, where the Vengeful Spirit and Chen both dying, both didn't get any experience in the first 2 minutes of time, despite the fact they had a Chen, could have jungled pretty well. After that point, it's like they just shook it off, executed really well, and just played a lot better in making their early game lineup worth. So real quick, I just got to give a shout out though. Right now, the betting rares, 90% to 10%. So somebody's walking home with a lot of rares on Power Rangers. So I guess all the times you guys bet on PRs being the Giant Slayers in the past finally do pay off this time around as they take down Evil Geniuses. Next up, they're going to be facing up against Team Empire, but that will not be for tonight as we have already casted so many games already. It's been a nice little 13-hour day, so we're going to wrap up the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. You can check me out at Dota Capitalist. You can always follow my co-caster at Rio Burrows. Dota. Rio, you got any last shout-outs?
I'll give a shout out to the NA Hub. The great casting by them. Shout out to the Euro Hub as well. Hey man, gotta get those shout outs in. I just want to say that I
shout out to all the shout outs. Apparently I learned I got a shout out, which
you
is
did.
Just awful.
I got a shout out. Me and you
that's
from
Prez. That's a pity
it's okay,
shout out.
you survived.
It's a pity shout out. That's what that is. Let's
it
be
really
real.
is. I'm so sorry. But I'm not sorry because your misery brings me happiness.
All right, man. Thanks for joining me tonight. It was a blast. You kept me going through this late night. And guys, we will see you guys tomorrow. We are back again. I'm going to be casting the D2CL with more playoff action. This time it's going to be on the other side of the bracket where we start out with Na'Vi versus Roxkiss. That is going to be right here on the Daily Motion stream. Na'Vi versus Roxkiss, 17 CEST. So be sure to check that out. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Good night.